Have you ever felt like there are two people living inside you? On one hand, you want to be kind, compassionate, and live positively. But at the same time, you feel anger, jealousy, and doubt creeping in. Sometimes you want to let go, and other times, you want to give everything your all. Why are we so conflicted? Is it because each of us is carrying a silent battle within? If you're searching for an answer, I invite you to sit down, pour yourself a warm cup of tea, and listen to an ancient story. Just a few short lines, but powerful enough to change the way you see yourself. Let's begin today's tea session with the story called The Two Wolves. And when the story ends, I believe you'll have a deeper understanding of why, at times, you are your own source of suffering. And more importantly, how to finally step out of it. Are you ready? The tea is warm, your heart is starting to settle. Let's begin. Once upon a time, a young novice sat beside his master and asked, "Master, why is it that sometimes I feel like I'm a good person, but other times I turn into someone I don't even recognize, angry, harsh, and scary?" The master smiled, looked at the boy for a moment, then gently replied, "Inside every person, there is a battle between two wolves. One wolf is darkness, anger, jealousy, greed, pride, and hatred. The other is light, love, hope, kindness, peace, and forgiveness." The young novice thought for a moment, then asked, "So, which wolf will win, Master?" The master quietly answered, "The one you feed every day." The inner conflict is natural, not something to be ashamed of. You know, many of us believe we have one unified self, but in reality, that's not quite true. There are moments when you feel full of love, patience, and a willingness to help others. But there are also moments when you get angry over just one comment, feel jealous seeing someone succeed, or feel upset when someone disagrees with you. And then you start blaming yourself. Why am I so hot-tempered? I thought I was a good person, so why am I feeling jealous? I didn't want to do that, so why did I do it anyway? This is completely normal. It doesn't mean you're weak or a bad person. It simply means you're human. And like all of us, you're living with an inner battle. The issue isn't that you have two sides. The real question is, are you aware of them? And which one are you feeding every day? Instead of fearing or rejecting your darker side, learn to notice it, observe it, and consciously choose. Every action, every thought. It's like a spoonful of food you're offering to one of those wolves. So if today you find yourself angry, anxious, or out of control, don't rush to blame yourself. Instead, pause and ask, which wolf did I just feed? That one simple question could be the beginning of something profound. The journey of choosing light over darkness, one small decision at a time. Every small action is how you feed one of the wolves. And you know what? That inner battle. It's not some epic war on a grand battlefield. There are no swords clashing, no smoke or fire. It happens quietly in the simplest moments of everyday life. When you scroll through social media and see someone celebrating success, do you feel admiration or jealousy? When a colleague makes a mistake, do you respond with empathy or criticism? When someone praises another instead of you, do you smile genuinely or feel a twinge of resentment inside? Each of these reactions, every word, every silent thought, is a spoonful of food you're offering to one of the wolves within you. If you choose patience over irritation, you're feeding the wolf of peace. If you choose kind words over judgment, you're giving the wolf of love a nourishing meal. If you choose to sit with your emotions instead of projecting them onto others, you're empowering the wolf of wisdom. On the other hand, when you speak harshly, hold on to resentment, or dwell in envy, whether you realize it or not, you're feeding the wolf of hatred. Many people believe that real change only happens when they do something grand or extraordinary. But true transformation doesn't start with a dramatic breakthrough. It starts with the smallest of choices, repeated quietly, day after day. Just like watering a tree, you don't need to pour a lot in one day. What matters is consistency, patience, and the right care. With that, the tree will grow. So ask yourself, which part of you are you watering today? Some may say, but that's just who I am. How can I change? But here's the truth. Personality is not destiny. Every day you have the power to choose again. And it is those daily choices, repeated over time, that that shape the person you are becoming. You have the power to choose, and each choice shapes who you become. In the story of the grandfather and the grandson, there's a line worth deeply contemplating. The one you feed is the one that wins. It's not about which wolf is naturally stronger. It's not because someone is born good or bad. It's not because human nature is fixed. It all comes down to choice. You have the power to choose every hour, every day. And it is those small, repeated choices that shape the person you are becoming. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, you're building a new path for yourself. When you choose silence to truly listen instead of reacting to win, you're stepping beyond the ego and growing wiser. When you choose to practice gratitude each day, you're bringing more light into your soul. On the other hand, when you allow yourself to fall into anger, envy, or blame without awareness, you're still making a choice. But it's a choice to feed your pain. And here's the most important thing. You don't have to wait until you're perfect to start living better. Just begin with one conscious choice today. And that's more than enough. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to choose again. And every time you choose what is right, even in the smallest way, you are helping the wolf of light grow a little stronger. But sometimes, in the noise and rush of everyday life, we forget what we're choosing. Things happen on autopilot, and then we assume, this is just who I am. So, how can you become more aware of which wolf you're feeding today? To answer that, I invite you to try a simple reflection exercise below. A simple practice to help you see which wolf you're feeding. Sometimes in life, you don't even realize what you're choosing. Everything happens on autopilot. Someone hurts you. You react. Something goes wrong, you get angry. Negative thoughts show up, and you think, well, it's just the way it is. But the truth is, you always have the power to choose again. And to start, try this simple practice. It's easy to do, but if done regularly, it can truly shift your inner world. Exercise. Recognize and nourish. Each night before bed, take just 3 minutes to write down these 2 reflections. 1. Which wolf did I feed more today? Did I snap at someone, feel jealous, or judge others? Or did I listen, show compassion, or feel grateful for something? 2. What will I do tomorrow to feed the wolf of light? Maybe it's starting the day with a simple thank you. Maybe it's listening to someone without rushing to judge. Or maybe it's simply forgiving yourself for a small mistake. That's all it takes. Just one small note each day. And each note becomes a conscious step toward the person you truly want to be. The last sip, and a gentle question. You see, there are always 2 wolves inside each of us, and they're not going anywhere. The difference isn't about eliminating one. It's about choosing which one to feed. Life is much like the cup of tea in front of you, whether it's warm or cold, rich or bland, soothing or bitter. It depends less on the tea and more on how you choose to savor it. So, before we close our tea time today, I invite you to take one last sip and ask yourself, which wolf will I feed today? If this story stirred something in you, don't forget to hit like and share it with someone who might need a gentle light on their path too. And if you have a moment when you chose yourself, even in the smallest way, I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. Until our next tea time, let's keep pausing, reflecting, and growing together.